Hi there. This is part two of a two-part set, two-part haul of books. I just posted the part one on Tuesday. It's now Thursday. This is part two. The first part had books that I traded for, 2 for 1, but these are 10 books I actually bought as dollar books. Now, I have to say before I start, um, the there was a lot of good books that WeBookIn had just gotten. But my finances right now are a little. I don't have. I picked the best 10 that I could get out of the bins, and I had to leave a bunch of other stuff behind. I'll talk about that in a second. Um, but what that means is if I want to go back and get some of those, I'm going to have to start. I have a whole bunch of books that I haven't read. I need to start going through, reading stuff, deciding what I'm not going to keep, and then take all that stuff that I don't want there to try to get some of those other ones I left behind. Anyways, now this one, first one, we're starting off with DC Comics first. Um, there's a few Marvels in here, not too many, I don't think. I can't remember. I should know this off the top of my head, but um, we have Superman in Action Comics number 702. Now I saw that the villain in this was Bloodsport, but I did not realize this was not the first Bloodsport, it was the second Bloodsport. And the second Bloodsport, he's a really, really bad man. Really bad dude. I think both of them are pretty bad, but this guy is like, he's, not this dude, but this dude is like, he's an evil bastard. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Um, this is probably the oldest book I think I found. Yes. And none of these books were in bags and boards, so I've already gone through and put them in bags and boards. But it's a DC Comics Presents 50 Center, issue number 30, Superman and the Black Canary. I saw that and I was like, yeah, I'm going to take that. And that's got, in this dimension, I am all powerful and you are nothing. I don't know who that bad villain is. I should, but, how often did Superman and Black Canary team up? I don't know. And it also says, extra, whatever happened to the Golden Age Atom? So, that must be the backup story. And this one, I've seen, it's part of a 6-part miniseries done by DC. It's a number 1, 75 center. Not the original character, but the son of. So, son of Ambush Bug, issue number 1. So, I'll just leave that up there for a second. Maybe try to make that my thumbnail. But yeah, first spectacular issue. Number 1, the newest DC miniseries, destined to be a classic. But I've heard people talking about Ambush Bug, and I sort of know the back. Is it Ambush Bug? Like, he was part of Micronauts, I believe. Yes, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Maybe I guess there was a lot of Marvel in here. I just don't think of the books that are coming up after this one. They're Marvel, but the character is not truly Marvel. You'll see in a minute. But anyways, I lost my train of thought. Ambush Bug. Somebody can let me know the exact history of the Ambush Bug. Would be great. I have a whole bunch of Micronaut books that I still on my to-read list. And I had a whole bunch of Micronauts back in the day, but I can't remember all the stories. I'm over 50 years old. I don't remember everything. I can't perfectly recall everything about comic history, so I'll let others tell me. Now, I had showed in the previous video, I had found an official Marvel index to the Amazing Spider-Man, and there was 2 of those. There was also another index, but it wasn't Spider-Man. It was issue number 6 of the official Marvel index to the Fantastic Four. Now, I don't know if there had been more of these in the dollar bin and somebody else got to them before I did, but I saw that and I was like, I picked an ASMs. I immediately had selected those index books to be part of the trade because I wanted to make sure. Because what you do is you pick the books you want to trade for first. At least that's what I do. I pick what I want, and then they count them, make sure that you have the right amount, and then they go right into my bag. And then I go back to the bin and I start buying stuff. So, or I start picking stuff to buy. That's the way it works. But I saw that for that Fantastic Four one, and I put it in the pile I had sort of already started before. So I was pretty sure I was getting it, but I wanted to make sure I had the indexes to the Amazing Spider-Mans. Now the next ones are all the same title. We got 1, 2, 3, 6 books. These ones were actually in bags and boards that I've replaced because while all of them except the last one I don't think was in a bag and board. There was tons of these books. This one of mine? Yes, that's one of my bags. There's tons of these books in the unbagged, unboarded, some of them bagged and boarded. But I picked what I thought were the best ones in the best shape. And some of them are sort of in good shape, some of them are not. This first one is probably a little rough, but I went with the ones that were in the best shape and they were later, seemed to be later in the run. Because I know for certain books, once you get to a later print count, they become harder to find, and I didn't want to risk them not being there later. So we have issue number 44 of ROM. So there you go. And there was also issue 49. Also 54, Blood Trail. Great painted covers on these. Got issue 59, Microbe Menace. And I don't know why I picked this when I think this one actually wasn't in a bag. There was one in a bag and board and one that wasn't. But the one that was in bag and board, it looked like it was destroyed. So I was like, not that one. So we got issue number 64. The end is near, crossed out, and it says here. For some reason, I thought this might have been the last issue, but it's not. I looked it up. It's not the last issue. But still later in the run. And then the last one, actually, I think this is like I looked it up. It's a minor key. I don't remember the details, but we got ROM Annual number 2. And this one was not in a bag and board, but once I got them home, I bagged and boarded them. So there you go. Another quick little haul video. And of the 2 sets of books, the ones I traded for from the first part or the ones from this one, you can let me know which ones you thought were the best books. I have a feeling most of the people will say, yeah, the second set. But for me, I'm a D&D guy, so the first set with the Forgotten Realms books from the previous video. And yes, I'm shooting this both at the same time because I keep looking at them while sitting over there. Though it has a special place in my heart for those, so I had to get those, make sure I got those right away. So anyway, and there was still some other Forgotten Realms ones that got left behind because those are ones I actually own already, but I need to check mine and see whether or not they're in. I think the ones I have are in okay condition, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't necessarily want to go back and trade for that because there's, like I said, there were still more ROM books. And there were some other older books, but they weren't in. Some of them were just like there was a really old DC book. I forget what it was, and an older Marvel 2-in-1 book. But they weren't bagged and boarded, and they were in terrible shape. And I was like, I can't pick that. So so of all the ones that were in rough shape, or the Superman and Black Canary DC Comics Presents book was the best one. So that's the one I chose. All right. And thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it if you've made it this far. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Or don't. It's up to you. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. And we'll see you whenever I have more books to show, which might be a while because I need to read a whole bunch of books first before I can go back and trade for more. All right. And I hope you're having a great day.